Hi everyone, it's Monica, and welcome back to TaylorMade Cards for You. If you're a follower of mine, you know that I love to work with mixed media products. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to create a background using some mixed media, and then we're going to create a themed card with a dragonfly stamp set that I got from Tonic Studios. Now typically before I start, I'll prime my white cardstock with some gesso or with some acrylic paint. Today I'm working with acrylic paint, and the color that I'm using is camel. The reason I like to do that is for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that it does add some color to the background. And then the second reason is that the acrylic paint or the gesso does help to create a more smooth surface, enabling you to add all sorts of mediums. The powder that I added is from Lindsay's Stamping Gang, and they're called Magicals. And this is a powdery substance that you can shake onto your card and it will react to water. I wanted a more controlled background, so instead of spritzing the powder, I decided to use the moisture off of my paintbrush to help create a background. Splatters are always a nice addition when you're creating a mixed media background, and you can create splatters with not only paint, but with some glimmer mist or anything that has some moisture. The product that I'm using today is from Tattered Angels, and it is a glimmer mist called Coffee Shop. If you've never worked with glimmer mist before, it does come in a spray bottle, and there are several different colors that you can use. And not only do they have color, but they have some metallic pieces inside of the bottle which help create shine. I added a little bit of glimmer mist to my acrylic paint because I wanted to offset the color just a bit for my stenciling. The stencil that I'm using is from Tim Holtz, and it is the number stencil. I'm not trying to create a drastic background. I do want some subtle numbers, and that's why I am using the same acrylic paint with just a hint of the Coffee Shop Glimmer Mist. Typically, when you are working with multiple mediums, you do want to dry them after each layer, and this will enable you to secure the color that you've put on your cardstock and not have each medium run together. The stamp set that I'm working today is from Tonic Studios, and it's called Dragonfly Stamp and Die Set. Now not only does this set have a stamp, but it has a couple of die cuts, and it has a really cool effect with the wings that I'm going to be showing you today. I've never used Tonic Studios stamps or die cuts, so when I got this product, I was really excited to try it out. And I think that after this one test, I'm going to be ordering several more of these. One of the things that I do also typically do is after I've created my background is I like to frame my cardstock with a die cut. This helps to create some nice clean edges where I can come in and add some either black soot distressed crayon or in this case black soot paint. I do like to use black soot when I am edging the cardstock because it creates a very dramatic look, and that really is the look that I'm going for when I'm creating my mixed media cards. Washi tape is another item that I really like to use when I'm creating mixed media. There are some great tapes out there, and the tapes that I'm working with today are from Tim Holtz. You probably are seeing a pattern here with some of the Tim Holtz items. He is a type of artist that likes to use vintage colors, so he tends to favor more of the brown hues, and those are the colors that I love as well. So you'll see that a lot in a lot of my projects. Another product that makes an appearance when I'm working with mixed media products are the distress crayons. One of the things that I really like about the distress crayons is your ability to smear them. When I am creating my mixed media cards, I am typically going for a grunge imperfection look, and the crayons allow you to do that. I also like to use these little stamps from Finnabar to add some more interest to your background. These stamp sets come in small sets, and they have several different types of designs. I tend to go towards the script or the word backgrounds, but they also have some designs that have circles and chains and diamonds as well. So there's a great variety at a really good price point. Now when you're working with your mixed media products, your fingers are going to get a little bit dirty. So I want to caution you to be careful when you are working with your white cardstock. For this particular background, I decided to mat it onto some turquoise cardstock that had some white dots. And then I'm going to come in and actually mat it onto some white cardstock after I distress my edges. A lot of times when I get to the point where I'm going to adhere my design onto my white cardstock, I will take a break and clean up my area. For this particular card, I flipped over my mat because the bottom side didn't have any of the mediums that I had been working with, and it ensured that my white cardstock would not get stained with some of the colors. I also did take a camera break to wash my hands up so I wouldn't transfer any of the ink to the white cardstock. Nuvo drops make a great finishing touch, but for this particular project I decided to actually embellish my dragonfly using the Nuvo drops. Alternating between the crystal Nuvo drop, and this color is actually Aquatic Mist, and the black Nuvo drop, which is the ebony black, I was able to create a design to coordinate with my colored cardstock. The finishing result of this dragonfly came out awesome. One thing you're going to want to be careful of though is when you are working with these Nuvo drops, you want it to be the last thing that you add to your card. There is a bit of some drying time required when you're working with this medium, so you want to make sure that it is the last thing that you add and you're able to put the card aside to dry. When I am using the Nuvo drops as a background on my card, I typically will work in odd numbers. And what I mean by that is the number of dots that I'll actually put on the background. So a good combination for me is typically 5 dots. I'll do 3 dots together, and then I might do 2 dots separately, or I may also do 7 dots where I'll do 3 dots together, and then I'll put 2 dots together, and then another 2 dots together. But for this particular project, I threw my standard out the window, and I ended up going with even dots. I did 3 sets of 2 dots together, and then I separated the last 2 dots. When I'm putting together these projects, a lot of times for me it's just visual. So even though I may typically work in combination of odd numbers, for this particular one, I just felt the need to go even. All right, everybody, I hope that you've enjoyed my process that I've shared with you for creating a mixed media card. If you're interested in any of the products that I've used to create these cards, you can see the links below, or you can also head over to my blog where I have more detailed information. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you head out. All right, everyone, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you again next time.